get sick. Wow. You went and sat and saw Les Mis and just didn't clap. Lol. Hello everybody and welcome to another video. It's been a while since I've done a video like this and just haven't uploaded a singing video that I've done in lockdown. Obviously, we are still in lockdown. Hello, we're still here. Still in a global pandemic. It's great. If you are a fellow theatre kid and theatre lover like myself, you might have been trolling through the internet looking for theatre related videos at 3 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep. Just me? Okay, that's fine. That's what I've been doing, and I found a great channel called the Katie Diaries. She's fantastic, go and subscribe to her. She's also very, very active over on TikTok, so go and follow her there as well. And she does a video called Reviewing Terrible Theatre Reviews, and I thought, that sounds like a lot of fun. She's based in America, so she does a lot of the Broadway side of musicals, so I thought I would hop on here and explore some terrible West End theatre reviews. If you're new here and you have no idea who I am, I'm Beatrice Hooper. I make theatre videos whenever I feel like it. I don't stick to a schedule. I'm a rebel. You just gotta keep the bell on to know when I'm uploading. So please hit the subscribe button and join our family. We're quite a small family, but we're gonna grow. We're gonna be famous, baby. So I have got my laptop here and I am going to read some terrible theatre reviews. We are going to start off with the famous Les Miserables, because what else do we start with? So I've moved over a little bit so I can put the reviews up here. I have basically just gone on TripAdvisor, searched for terrible exactly like Katie does, and we're going to see what we find. Okay, so I've realised that a lot of these are about the recent concert as well as the musical. So first we're going to go with extremely disappointing. Friday 22nd of November, took day off work, booked parking for 2 days, paid for British Rail tickets, paid for hotel, paid for meal, arrived at theatre at 7 PM to see signs that Michael Ball, Alfie Boe and Matt Lucas were not performing as all unwell. This was unacceptable. Have requested refund of over £200 for tickets, but we should be refunded the rest of the outlay. This trip was booked months in advance for a special occasion and was a very expensive waste of time. I mean, it's a very nice sort of story of the day. We got a good account of why they went to London, but you know, people get sick. I get sick. We all get sick. And you pay for the show, not the stars. So obviously it's disappointing. I've been to shows that I've booked tickets to see a certain person, but you have to remember that they might not be on, okay? To be honest, if you booked on a certain day, I know that Alfie Boe was sharing the role with John Owen Jones, so you might have booked on a day that he was on and not actually realised. And then Michael Ball and Matt Lucas were ill. So, you know, what can be done? The next review is entitled Wonderful Production, ... Marmite. Look, you're either going to love or hate this. If you've bought tickets, then it's probably because you're a fan or seen the film, so you'll love it. If, like me, however, you prefer leaving the theatre feeling good, having been entertained with dance and feel-good show tunes, this may not be for you. The staging and production were marvellous. Great, straight off the bat with the compliments. However, songs boring, plot ridiculous, characters completely unengaging, is that supposed to say? Could not bring myself to applaud. My wife and daughter loved it. They say I'm dead inside. You like what you like, I suppose. Could not bring myself to applaud. You went and sat and saw Les Mis and just didn't clap after anything. Wow. I understand not liking it, but saying that the plot's ridiculous, I mean, the plot of Les Mis is so full and packed with different people and different storylines, and I don't understand that. Obviously, this person's opinion is their opinion. I just don't understand their opinion. Character's completely unengaging. If you watch Master of the House, Thénardier gets you like that, and you're laughing, and oh, I wonder if they were having a bad day, you know? I feel sorry for this person. How can... the only thing that got me then was the could not bring myself to applaud. Like, even if you don't enjoy something, at least applaud for the actors performing the material. The next show that I'm going to be looking at the terrible reviews of is Kinky Boots. I really hope that these aren't too bad, because Kinky Boots is my favourite show, but we're going to see what happens. I have found one that is quite juicy. Such a disappointment and waste of money. Having been waiting for such a long time to see Kinky Boots, I was really excited when my boyfriend got tickets for my birthday, and really good ones at that. The theatre itself is small, and that's expected in central London, but the heat was unbearable. I'm not someone who complains about being too warm, but even I couldn't cope, and when we asked, we were told that it would not be turned down. I'm not someone who complains about being too warm, but here's what I did after complaining that I was too warm. Okay. I've been to the Adelphi. It was toasty. I wouldn't say it was unbearable heat, but it was okay, I guess. They go on. The performance itself was embarrassing and insulting. Being from Northampton, I didn't realise it had been relocated to the far north of the country. Cats screeching came to mind, and cheesy looks to the audience is not what I have come to expect from West End musicals. We left at the interval along with many others, and I would not recommend. I think the accents in Kinky Boots are fine in the West End production. I have other thoughts about the Broadway production, but we won't go there. I think the accents used are okay, and I just think, how can you say that it was like cats screeching? I just don't know. So they saw this in January 2019, so that's the final cast, and that was a strong cast. The fact that they said we left at the interval along with many others as well, that's just a bit wow. So the one I've just found is entitled Cheesy 1980s Pop Rock. Having read the amazing reviews, I booked seats for my husband's birthday. What a disappointment. The very cheesy storyline was full of cliches, camp stereotypes, whilst the theme of acceptance and tolerance has been told much more effectively and authentically elsewhere. She doesn't say where the elsewhere is. Would have been nice to have some examples of where you think a show is more inclusive than Kinky Boots, but okay. The music was forgettable and banal, especially disappointing as I'm a Cyndi Lauper fan. Just because you're a fan of Cyndi Lauper doesn't mean that the music that she writes for Kinky Boots is going to be like her music because she's writing for musical theatre. Lola obviously had a sore throat, and a couple of the other leads confused shouting with singing. Okay. The dancing was of an Amdram or school production standard. Okay. While several audience members were whooping and cheering, there were at least a dozen or so just in our section of seating who did not return for the second half. One small mercy, our tickets were only £20 each under the Get in London's theatre scheme. That one was brutal, and I don't have any more comments on it. Next we are going to venture to the same theatre actually, so I wonder if there's any more heating reviews, and we are gonna look at some Waitress reviews. The one that I've just found is really cool. It says, writing this during the interval. If you hate a show that bad that you can't wait to get home to write your TripAdvisor review, then something's gotta be wrong. I would leave, but my friend is inside with my coat and bag. Damn it. Poor storyline. Music and singing can be described as noise at best, and the jokes are typically American, i.e. if you're English with any sense of style or taste, you won't like them. Maybe the second part will be better. They haven't actually updated if the second part was better, but I quite enjoy that review, just based on the fact that her bag and her coat is being held hostage inside the Adelphi. This Waitress review is titled Very Poor. Had two Norwegian friends visiting London and wanted to take them to a musical. We were recommended this by Tickets and TripAdvisor reviews were positive, so thought it would be good to see. The four of us were left very disappointed. The acting is poor, the jokes are dreadful and awkward, and the plot is almost non-existent. The only positive would be the music and percussion. Would not recommend this to anyone, and amazed that some of these other reviews are more positive. I can only imagine they are written by relatives. Please save your money for another show. All of the positive reviews is just David Hunter's family on their laptops at home, Lucy Jones's mum giving her a fantastic review on TripAdvisor. How can you say that you think the good reviews must be from relatives of people in the show who just think that their daughter did fantastic? Finally, we are going to read some terrible reviews of Come From Away. I don't know how you can give a show like Come From Away a terrible review on TripAdvisor, but we are going to see. This first one is just entitled Very Boring. My daughter and I saw the show. I found it mind-numbingly boring. I found it hard to keep awake. If there had been an interval, we would have left the theatre at that point. We found it hard to understand what two of the people were saying due to their accents. I couldn't wait for the show to be over. What a complete waste of money. I get it. Newfoundland accents are very strong, and they are strong in the show, but if you're invested enough and nothing's distracting you, like the fact that you might leave because you're finding it hard to keep awake or you're finding it mind-numbingly boring, then I don't think you're investing enough in the show. Wow, I think this is gonna have to be the last one of the video, but this one has shocked me. So this one just says poor as its title. Well, the description sounded promising, but the actual show was cheap. Scenario was basically about a few frustrated people who got stuck in some small village. Cheap and racist jokes, very average plot. Would not recommend if you like quality musicals. Wow. They have not understood Come From Away at all. Scenario was basically about a few frustrated people who got stuck in some small village. Those people are off a flight that was transferred to Gander because of the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and Come From Away is the story of how Gander just opened their arms and let 7,000 people in. I just don't understand. If, like, do you not get any context from the show whatsoever? And saying that racist jokes and a very average plot, there is an aspect of racism in it because there's been a terror attack, and one of the people who get sort of left in Gander is an actor portraying a Muslim, and it's sort of people not understanding is what's shown in Come From Away. So I think reviewing it poor and saying that it has racist jokes isn't a good review, isn't like right, it's not a good representation of the show at all. Okay, that is all the reviews that we are going to look at today. Wow, some people really don't like musicals. If you want another part to this video, then feel free to comment below. I will leave in the description all of the links to Katie's channel and her series of the TripAdvisor terrible reviews. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did. I enjoyed reading some horrible reviews about some of my favourite shows. I love you all, and I'll see you in whatever my next video is. Bye!